Bro, look at this propaganda right here, right? Doesn't matter who you vote for, just get out and vote. And look how they try to shame you and guilt you by saying, everybody's going to know, they're not going to know who you voted for, but they're going to know whether or not you voted. See, and that, bro, that is such propaganda. I'm not sure which propaganda tactic that is. Probably the bandwagon technique. Yeah, that's definitely the bandwagon, but there's something else there too, right? Like, bruh, how you gonna try to shame people into voting by telling them that, hey, people won't be able to see who you vote for, but they'll be able to tell whether or not you voted? Did it ever occur to you motherfuckers that maybe my not voting is my vote, right? First of all, there are some people that don't know enough about this shit to vote in the first place. It's actually the responsible thing to do to say, you know what? I don't know enough about politics. I'm going to vote for some bullshit reason. I probably shouldn't vote. I should sit this one out. That's actually the responsible thing to do than to know you don't know shit about this, right? And then go and vote. Could you imagine some OnlyFans thought that don't even know the difference between, that don't even know who Donald Trump's vice president was going and voting, right? Don't even know that Kamala Harris was just vice president going and voting. Could you imagine? Not to call out just the OnlyFans bitch, there's lots of stupid niggas out there too, but just someone in general who doesn't know shit about anything, but they'll go and vote because Kamala let them kill their baby. Or go and vote for Trump, just because the economy was better. But they really don't know shit about either candidate or anything. They don't know that, what Kamala was accused of breaking up a happy home to rise up in her career. They don't know that Trump, has called Jeffrey Epstein multiple times a good, close, and personal friend, then tried to distance himself later from Epstein, right? That Trump has many times called himself good friends with Epstein and Diddy. Called them both good guys, right? So some people should sit the shit out, right? And honestly, the more you know about both candidates, the less you want to vote for anybody, right? I get so tired of this stupid phrase, vote for the lesser of two evil. Why would you vote for evil at all? Like I said, if God and his son ain't on the ballot, I ain't voting for nobody, right? Why would I vote for evil at all? Make that shit make sense, bro. Right? But it's funny how they try to shame you and guilt trip you into voting for somebody. Just get out and vote. No. And the reason they do it is because you're giving consent. For whatever bullshit, whatever puppet they put in office, you're giving consent by going and voting. The shit is powerful, right? It really is. It's powerful. You're giving consent, right? You go vote. You're literally giving your consent to them, right? By telling them, hey, I want to participate. I want to play in a little make-believe game. When everyone should know by now, every adult that's 25 or over should know that these politicians are all puppets and that non-elected officials are the ones that really run this country, right? Bureaucrats, secret societies, NGOs, et cetera, think tanks like the Bilderberg Group, Bohemian Grove, World Economic Forum. They run this shit, nigga. The UN literally has a list of sustainable development goals, and we ain't vote for none of them motherfuckers. But they plan on implementing all that shit on us by 2030. Some say it's been updated to 2025. That's not true. It's 2030, right? They plan on implementing all this shit on us, and we ain't vote for these motherfuckers. The people that you don't vote for have more power and control and influence over your life than the people that you actually vote for. If you're an adult that's like 30 or over, think about all the times you vote, especially if you're like 50 or over, right? Think about all the times you voted in your life. What has actually changed based on your vote? Especially at the national level. Really think about that. We ain't even gonna get into the fact that all the presidents are related to the same family by blood or by marriage. That's why Kamala's trying to hide who she's related to so much that Candace Owens is digging into. But they're all related. We ain't even gonna get into that. But all the times you voted in your life, what has actually changed based on your vote? Doesn't it seem like whoever's in office does whatever they want to do? It doesn't seem like they're following an agenda regardless of who's in office. Some shit always happens, whether it be 9/11, COVID, to throw them off the shit they promised on their campaign trail, right? But yeah, so me not voting is my vote, right? I don't believe in either side. The system is bullshit. So me not voting is me saying, fuck your system, I'm not playing this game. Why do my rights not matter, right? How come someone can go and see that I didn't vote? Not that I give a fuck. I tell my family and friends to their face I don't vote and why. Come try me. Come test my knowledge game then. Come try to check me then, right? And tell me why I should vote. You end up looking fucking stupid, right? So I'm open about my not voting, but you shouldn't have to be, right? Because most people that know me know that, okay, if this nigga says he's not voting, I'm not even gonna try to question him because I know he probably knows more about this shit than me, right? So people I tell that to, like when you earn a certain level of respect and when you earn a certain level of respect from people, right? Like they see you be right about things over and over and over again. I was talking about Epstein in 2015, 2016, long before CNN and shit, right? When they see you be right about shit, you earn a certain level of cachet with them, a certain level of confidence from them, right? Real confidence, not con man confidence. And so if it's somebody I'm just meeting for the first time, they may think it's weird. But someone that knows me, they're like, yeah, this nigga was right about COVID. He's right about a lot of shit, right? If he say he ain't voting, I don't agree, but I ain't gonna question his methods. This nigga's always, he's right a lot. He's right a lot. So I'm not gonna question his methods, right? So I'm open about not voting. But what about someone who's not in that same position, right? What about someone who, is just waking up to this stuff and like, I just don't feel right voting for evil, whether it's a lesser evil, quote unquote, or not, right? What about someone who's like that, right? Just waking up to a lot of this stuff, right? It's not fair that someone can go and look up that they voted or not and then shame them, right? Me not voting is my vote, right? It would be one thing if I was just an idiot, just lazy, just not knowledgeable or anything and didn't want to vote. And honestly, people like that shouldn't vote anyway, right? It takes a level of humility, and I think that's actually the stronger move if you know you're not knowledgeable about stuff, to just say, I'm sitting this one out. Y'all who know about both sides, y'all who know about politics, go vote and y'all handle it. I don't know about it. I'm going to vote for a stupid reason. Like, let's be real. In 2008, how many of us voted for Barack just because he was black? Let's keep it a buck. In 2008, how many of us voted? That was my first time being able to vote. In 2008, how many of us voted for Barack just because he was black? Let's keep it a buck. How many of us voted for Barack because he was black? Right? We was running around bumping Jeezy, my president is black, and all that bullshit. My Lambo's blue, right? How many of us? So sometimes you should sit the shit out, right? But I'm not one of those people. I do know a decent bit about this stuff, right? But I'm not gonna vote because, again, my vote is giving consent. My not voting is my vote. I wish everybody wouldn't vote, right? We need to stop playing their game. Imagine in the 2020s being gaslit into thinking that the way you express your voice is to vote. No YouTube, no social media, stop censoring people so they can express their actual fucking voice. That's what I want, right? I want to be able to actually speak without censorship, right? And before you hit me with the stupid ass privately owned company line, why don't you go look up the Twitter files and what was leaked in there about the FBI? Why don't you go look up what Mark Zuckerberg said in his letter he released to Congress? Why don't you go read up on that before you try to tell me this is just privately owned companies following community guidelines? No, the fuck is not. This is censorship and government overreach at its finest. So again, the way I express my voice is by literally expressing my voice. We are blessed to live in an era where anyone can get online or whatever and express their voice. That's why they're scared. Notice they didn't try to censor people or talk about misinformation before the average person, the everyday guy, right, was able to get a voice online. Now they're so concerned about misinformation, right? Where was misinformation back in the year 2000 with Y2K and shit? Where was misinformation when they said the bird flu and all the other diseases was going to kill everybody? Where were people being canceled and shamed for misinformation then? But now all of a sudden, the regular everyday Joe can get online and speak, and now misinformation is a problem. No, they just don't want you, the regular person, speaking. They want you listening to their fucking news so they can program you on how to think, right? They don't want you getting information from anyone but them. I remember during fucking COVID, I'm not 100% sure if this was true or not, but I saw some people reporting on this, that there was a news station that literally said that the 4 most dangerous words are do your own research. Are you fucking kidding me? But that's why I've never said that. I tell people go study, because I know research is a trigger word that they use, right? But study is what they say in their schools, right? So I tell people go study, go study that. I don't tell people go research, even before that. But it was interesting to hear these fucking retards these people sit up there and say, hey, doing your own research is bad. Those are the 4 most dangerous words. Do your own research. Listen to the experts. Excuse me? Last time I checked, nigga, ain't nobody an expert on anything but God. Y'all motherfuckers been wrong about so much. Why don't you go cure someone with the fucking leech then, bitch? Right? Ain't that what y'all said was medicine like 150 years ago? Why don't you go do some bloodletting? Go do some bloodletting. The medical industry is the 3rd leading cause of death in America, right? You motherfuckers are wrong all the time. So who the fuck are you to tell me to listen to somebody because there's some type of goddamn expert? You ain't God, nigga. I don't have to listen to shit you say, right? But they want to program people into thinking that listening to the experts is some type of noble shit. How many times have the experts been wrong all throughout history, right? But you think they're above being wrong today? Why? Because you got Wi-Fi, nigga, right? You think they're above being wrong today? Again, today, in 2024, right? The medical industry is the 3rd leading cause of death in America. But they tell you trust the experts. No, nigga, I'll trust in God, right? And who I want to trust in. I don't want to trust in no fucking mainstream media, their mainstream doctors, or their fake so-called scientists, right? A lot of them who practice scientism, right? And pseudoscience and call that shit science, right? But yeah, that's what they want, right? That's why misinformation became a thing with social media, right? But again, where were people checking the mainstream media for misinformation, before social media became a thing, right? You know how often the media has been outright wrong or outright lied to people, right? Even going all the way back to Watergate. They called that a conspiracy theory at first until it got leaked that Watergate was a real thing, right? Come on, bro. They do this shit all the time. Who's fact checking these fake fact checkers? I do. I've gone to many fact check websites and proved them wrong, right? But get the fuck, that's what I'm saying. Who the fuck are they to tell you that you have to vote or that you have to play their game or participate in their system or what misinformation is and isn't? That's another thing. How the fuck do they know with COVID what was and wasn't misinformation? How'd they know? Wasn't it supposed to be a new virus? If it's so new, how do you know what is or isn't misinformation? I can tell you the cure for COVID is unicorn farts. You don't know, or you shouldn't know, unless it's problem, reaction, solution, right? A little Hegelian dialectics going on. How the fuck else would you know this new strain, SARS-CoV-2? How do you know what is and isn't misinformation regarding it if it's some new strain and some new virus that caught you off guard? Event 201. How would you know? People don't think about that. How would they know what is and isn't misinformation? Didn't it just come out? Didn't this new disease, new strain just drop, nigga? Didn't this new strain just drop? So how do you know what's misinformation? You wouldn't. Unless, of course, you planned it ahead of time. Event 201. Excuse me. But they still couldn't stop it, though, right? Even with all these think tanks simulating the exact same situation, but they couldn't stop it, though, right? Right? So anyways, them shaming you into voting, regardless of who you vote for, regardless of your level of knowledge of politics or what's going on, is an obvious propaganda tactic, right? They want to get you out there to vote because you're basically given consent to be ruled by one of their puppets when you do. I wish people would stop going to the voting booth for leadership. I really do, right? People don't even know how to vote. Like I always say, bro, if you are going to vote, voting should be like a hostage situation. What do I mean? You should have a list of demands, hold whoever you're voting for accountable, right? And vote for whoever matches up closely to your list of demands. Don't let them distract you. Don't let some new outbreak say, I can't stick to my promises anymore. Hold these politicians accountable for what they say for the reasons that you voted for them. Like Barack Obama, when he got in office, he said on his campaign trail, he said he was going to take the troops out of Afghanistan. He sent more. This is the type of shit they do. Hold them accountable. It should be like a hostage situation. Have a list of demands, right? And say, you motherfuckers are going to live up to what you said you're going to do. You're not going to switch up once you get in office and do. They always do that shit because they're puppets, right? They're puppets, right? Y'all vote for the same puppets every 4 fucking years and wonder why nothing changes, right? This is your voice. This is what I'm doing right here. This is your fucking voice. This is why they have to censor you and silence you. Then go and tell you, hey, if you want to express your voice, go vote. Fuck you. Stop censoring me, bitch. That's my voice. This is my literal voice that's emanating from my mouth that's vibrating the air around me. That's my fucking voice. Not me going to vote for one of your fucking puppets that's cousins to the nigga that he's running against. Or in the same secret society like John Kerry and George Bush. Fuck out of here, nigga. Fuck y'all think this is, bro. Y'all need to wake the fuck up, bro. I hate saying that shit. That's been such a propaganda phrase, even used in that kayak commercial, right? Wake up, open your... But seriously, though, motherfuckers do need to wake up, though, bro. Right? You voting for relatives, nigga. You voting for cousins. That's who you're voting for. People that are all related, all parts of the same secret societies and shit, same fraternities and sororities. That's who you're voting for. Okay? So, yes, my not voting is intentional. It's not because I'm not knowledgeable. My not voting is an intentional, calculated move. My not voting is my vote. My vote is for God, nigga. You niggas don't serve him on either side. Republicans, don't be fooled. They don't serve God. They don't serve his son. Make no mistake. Right? So again, my not voting is a vote. So it's fucked up that y'all sit up here and tell me that, they'll be able to see if you didn't vote, but they won't see who you vote for. You are showing them who I voted for. Nobody, nigga. What the fuck? You are showing them who I voted for. Again, I don't give a fuck because I'll tell anybody to their face I didn't vote and why. Right? But it's just funny. They sit up here and tell you that who you vote for is private, but whether or not you vote, that's public information. No, you're literally telling them who I voted for by not voting. You're telling them I voted for nobody. You're liars. And you're trying to bully and gaslight people into voting so they play your game, so they have consent to be ruled over by one of your fucking puppets. Fuck you, nigga. I ain't playing. I'm putting the controller game down, bitch. I ain't playing your game, nigga. Let's press play on this propaganda. Listen to this shit.
Who you vote for is private, but if you vote as public information,
hear this shit? Propaganda.
Your voting record will be updated. And your friends and family will be able to look up how often you vote.
What type of 1984?
Tuesday, November 5th.
What, nigga? What, bruv? What, bruv? What? See how they try to gaslight you and shame you into voting? Let me tell you something. The real knowledgeable people are the ones that aren't voting. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Niggas is wilding with this shit, bro. Wow. The propaganda. Who you vote for?